Hello and welcome to Guitarist TV. My name is Jason J. Rock Houston, and we got with us Rex and Zak Cox, two brothers, founding members of the band Uncurred. Now, for people who don't know, could you share with us again the story behind the band's name, how you guys came up with that?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having us. I'm Rex.
And I'm Zach. We're with Uncured. We are glad to be here, ready to rock.
Hey, I think that the name Uncured is just an accurate characterization of what the messaging we're trying to send, where I think everybody has some form of thing that's not complete in their lives. And, regardless of that, there's ways to overcome and power through and be the person you want to be regardless.
That's right.
And I definitely think music is a way to do that. I mean, I've always felt myself that music is a great way to kind of unite people and bring people together.
No,
for sure,
absolutely.
100%.
And, it's a very unique and rewarding experience to get to play songs on stage and like visually see that happening as we're playing the audio. So
Yeah.
it's very rewarding, and we're very lucky to do what we get to do.
That's right.
Now, you just released a great 7-song EP called My Design. I love the title of that because it's kind of all by your design. It makes sense. Is this your debut album?
Well, this is our first release with Pavement Entertainment, but we've released a bunch of albums since 2017, and most of them we had to temporarily remove just because we wrote them when we were younger and didn't know what we were doing. But now, I mean, we didn't know our direction,
Yeah, there you go.
And now our Spotify has like 8 singles that's we released last year and a cover EP as well.
So is this kind of like a rebranding? I mean, like those songs, do you think you'll ever play them again, or is the plan to maybe re-record them and do new updated versions?
I'd say this is more of a refocusing, right? So the EP still has a pretty wide variety of sounds on it, and our thought process was, with the release of this EP, I think that we're out of our formative years as a band, and going forward, we know exactly what we want to do and the songs we want to make and the messaging we want to push. So this is more of a culmination of all of our formative years, right?
Yeah.
And then everything going forward is going to be a statement.
So I guess what I'm asking, do you think you guys will ever play, for fans that have been with you since day one, let's say, some of the people that did like that music, do you think those songs are be in the set list again? Do you think you might say, okay, we got, this is a different lineup, we're focused, we're doing different things, so maybe down the line we could re-record some of those songs?
I would say for the most part, it's all going to be new songs going forward. We do play a solo section from one of our original songs in our live set, but we've changed it up a bunch. And now it's more of just an epic instrumental solo part that came from a older song.
And I
Okay.
guess for any fans that are interested in that, we did discuss putting Terminal into the set.
Right, yes. We do have some that we would consider, like we played an old song called Myopic a lot that used to
That's
really
not going back.
it used to always
That's
go
not
great
going
live. Who knows, maybe we'll repurpose it.
No.
I
Yeah.
mean, to answer your question, I'd say we'll throw in, we might have, if we have a longer set, we'll play some older songs,
Yeah.
but for
Yeah.
the most part, it'll be new songs.
Okay, it makes sense. And I really love the video and the single for the song "Fight This War." In fact, it reminded me a lot of I don't know if you guys ever seen the video or for Megadeth's "Sweating Bullets." It kind of reminded me of that.
Well, I have not seen
I have
it.
not seen that one, but the references that we had for that video was along the lines of American Psycho and Fight
Okay.
Club and kind of movies of that ilk. And I think that it is relatively apparent when you watch it through, but I also think that it adds something new in a different way because those are pretty old movies. And
Well, interesting. But I urge you guys, if you get a chance to go on YouTube later, just to look up Megadeth "Sweating Bullets," because the reason I say your video reminded me of that was when you watch that video, Dave Mustaine is almost kind of like he's kind of having a like schizophrenic breakdown, kind of having a conversation with himself, and it's kind of funny that you guys kind of have the same type of thing going on.
yeah, we'll have to check that out because I'm not sure.
Right, yeah,
I've never seen it.
I'm interested for sure.
Yeah, interesting. And so you guys are really into old classic films as well, huh?
Not me.
Well, it depends. I guess it depends what ilk of classic films. But I mean, I really like, the two I mentioned, and like Taxi Driver, and that type of film is
The reason I
definitely.
asked, because in just watching the video, it's very much it's more than your standard video. I mean, there's definitely a performance part to the video, but it was almost like looking at a mini movie, which I know music videos are kind of supposed to be, but you guys are really taking it, giving your fans like something visual that really nice eye candy, if you will.
That's
Thank you.
right. I'm glad you say that. Thank
Yeah,
you.
we tried to take that video to another level and add as much production value as we possibly could, and not just have like one cutaway sequence of the storyline, but multiple. And I believe like there's roughly like three
Yeah.
kind of different
Scenes,
storylines,
stories.
and like 4 or 5 different scenes throughout, maybe even
Yeah.
more than that, throughout the 3-minute video. So
Yeah, and then Let's Break Out. That's another fun song. I mean, especially if you guys are saying trying to kind of I don't rebranding is the right, but kind of like we're focused. This is kind of a new start. Um, that's a great song to kind of lead with, and I could see when you're doing a show that would be like a song where you could really get the audience up on their feet.
Oh yeah, we play "Let's Break Out" as the last song of our live set,
Makes
and
sense.
yeah, and we did that starting last September on a tour with Lacuna Coil, and the last 20 shows we just did across the U.S. And
Mhm.
"Let's Break Out" is the closing song. It's always a highlight of the set, and it's what people leave the show singing.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like you're rock and roll all night, a song. I mean, sounds nothing like that song, but in the sense that, like, anytime I ever get onto a Kiss show, it's always the last song they play. Um, People come back, it's their encore, if you will. It's the way to end the night. Yeah,
Fantastic.
and I understand you guys produced the album yourself. What was that like?
So I've been doing production for our records for quite a while, and this is the one that I definitely had the most direct
Producing.
production role in,
Mhm.
and it's definitely a tall order to produce and do vocals and be involved in the guitar, bass, and drums as well. But I think that it's the perfect job for my level of neuroticism. So I will continue to do that going forward.
I
And
mean, I compliment you guys for producing it yourselves, because I mean, a lot of bands, that are young guys like you, they get an outside producer, and that's good sometimes, but I think an outside producer might sometimes try to change who you are.
Yeah, we had worked with David Bendeth,
Uh,
and I think it was more of a great working relationship, because it was more of guidance and him trying to have us accentuate who we are. And I think that some of the best lyrics on the album are, the song that we did with him, where he encouraged us to kind of write more so what we
mm,
wanted to, and not what we thought other people
yeah.
would want to hear, which is definitely something that I am a firm believer in, and going to double down on in the
Mhm.
future.
And so I imagine having 7 songs on the EP, probably when you guys do play concerts, probably going to play all 7 songs, right?
Well, in our last current set, we did I believe we played 5 of them in the 40-minute set, depending on how
I
much
think
time
we
we
did
have.
6 in the.
Oh yeah, we did 6 in the 40-minute set. We did not play the slower ballad "Another Angel Dies" just because we wanted to have a high energy set, and with only like 30 or 40 minutes, you don't really have time to like
Yeah,
slow it down, we just
yeah,
want to
yeah.
keep the energy up. But yeah, if we have a longer set, we'll probably be putting all those in and even more latest and greatest.
And another thing I got to really say about your guys' band that I really dig is, I mean, I think people are going to have trouble kind of pigeonholing you. I mean, you got elements of alternative, you got elements of definitely a metal band. Um, but I think, like, even if you listen to every song on the EP kind of has a sound its own, and I think it's kind of what you guys are all about. Like, okay, you think you know what we're about? Yeah, wait till you hear the next song.
That's right.
Right, so that, I guess, that is a bit of a thing that we've had to contend with, because we don't want to be. I like
Pigeonholed.
I like when people don't know our next move, but I don't want to be too unpredictable to the
Yeah,
point
yeah.
that you can keep up. So
I mean, I do think if you listen to the whole EP, the songs sound like they all belong in the same album. they belong together. It's not totally crazy like every, we got a rap song, we got a ballad, we got a dance song. I mean, you guys do definitely have a hard edge to what you do.
Thank you. And
Nice.
yeah, for this EP, we definitely were conscientious of trying to keep all the songs very unique.
Yeah.
So I think that definitely is apparent. Thank you.
Yeah. And so when you go in to record, do you just have the 7 songs? Okay, these are the 7 songs we record, or do you like write a ton of material? And probably the hardest part is deciding, okay, what 7 songs are we going to pick to record?
So these were done kind of periodically, over months at a time. But I can answer that question for the next record, which
Sure.
is we're aiming for 12 songs, and we have already written close to 30.
Yeah.
So my new philosophy is you only really hit the target about 33% of the time.
Yeah.
And you hit the bullseye one
Yeah,
out of
I mean, the only complaint I have with your new EP, and I think this is a good complaint, is that's exactly it. I just wish it would have been a full length album. I wanted a little more, but these 7 songs, I think it accomplishes just that. It gets something out there in the meantime, and it leaves people wanting more.
And
Yeah, thank you. And that was the goal, because we did want people wanting more and waiting for our next release, and not just hitting everyone with 12 songs right away, and then it's like you're not wanting more, So we put out a lot of really solid songs that we all love.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you do as well, and the fans so far have been loving it. And we left everyone wanting more, which is the goal.
Which is always good. And where's home for you guys? Where are you based out of?
New Jersey, northern New Jersey.
Okay, wow. What's the music scene like there these days? I mean, of course, everybody, they think of New Jersey, they either think of Bon Jovi or Bruce Springsteen.
yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I guess it's largely like any other major city as far as touring goes, and quite frankly, it's just like any other
Yeah.
kind of area as far as like local bands goes. It's it has some great legacy acts, and we're just hoping to take the torch for the next
So
generation.
what has been a response to you guys so far? I mean, I understand that this just came out literally like a couple days ago, but how's the album been doing since it was released?
It's been doing great. It seems like the general consensus is that Fight This War is the best song and the favorite song, which I also agree with.
It's the
And
hit.
I'm glad to hear that, because that's the music that we want to make the most, right? Hard hitting,
Yeah.
catchy, aggressive, a little bit rappy, a lot of screaming, solos. I think that's kind of the guiding light for us.
And the amazing thing is you guys too, when I listen to your music, I can't say that you really sound like anybody else. I mean, I think it's a hard thing to do, but you've accomplished, I think, in kind of molding a sound all your own.
Yeah, thank you. That is something that we strive for. And I'm glad you say that. It's something, we're not just trying to be like all the other big bands out
I
there.
mean, if you're going to have a band, you don't want to be the next Metallica. You want to be the next whatever you're going to be, right?
Right, of course.
Exactly.
And a lot of bands these days are just like copying the big bands. That's not what we're doing. And at the moment, it's like not giving us accelerated growth, but we do believe that in the long run it will, because we're doing our own thing and we're not just following the trends.
Yeah, and then I forgot to write down which the name of the song, but you guys did a cool Linkin Park cover. Talk a little bit about that.
One step closer. So
One step closer. That's it. Yes. Yeah.
I knew that I felt compelled to do a Linkin Park cover on this EP,
Yeah.
and we just thought, what would be the most fun Linkin Park song to do live, and that was the obvious choice. And then it was a very fun challenge to record the parts in my own voice, but with the correct respect to Chester, and then obviously to then pull it off live was another.
And of course,
another thing to think about.
Of course, I guess there's also the added pressure if you're gonna not only cover a Linkin Park song, but a Chester Bingham song. May he rest in peace. You got to really do it justice, and right, because people are probably going to really then.
Yeah, no,
That's right.
it's going to be judged harshly for sure, but I'm happy with the work product of it, and I love getting to sing it live.
And then you guys mentioned that you'd done a previous covers.
Yes.
CD or album. Talk a little. So what are some other songs on there, and tell us what's the title of that? Anybody want us to check that?
That's just called Uncovered. It's on our Spotify just
I think
because
it's
it's
Uncovered Volume 1.
Volume 1. Yes, there will be more. We did
Potentially.
Roots Bloody Roots because we toured in South America in 2020.
Okay.
And we covered that song because we were playing it live on tour, and it was a smash hit in Brazil, as you can imagine,
Yeah.
everywhere in South America. And we did a Ventura Highway cover. It's all acoustic. It's just a lot of singing. It's a very different sound for us.
I bet. Yeah.
We like to show off all of our variety and the things that we like to do. Other songs, Sabotage by Beastie Boys,
Wow. Wow.
Great Southern Trendkill, and Disciple by Slayer. So those
Man, your influences. You guys are all over the place, but I think that's what makes this band so unique. And you know, oftentimes, like you say, the one acoustic song you do is really different. That's oftentimes what people will go to. You know, I mean, you look at a band like Mr. Big, they got a lot of heavy guitar oriented stuff, but then the number one big hit was To Be With You, an acoustic ballad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's you never know how things are going to go over necessarily. So
That's right.
Yeah.
part of
When you guys do decide to cover a song, I mean, what's the toughest part about picking a song to cover? Like, does it, I mean, part of it has to be a song I guess you like, but does it necessarily have to be the most obvious choice, or how hard is it to pick a song to cover?
we don't usually want to do the most obvious choice for a cover, just because
Probably everybody else has done it, right?
Yeah,
You're like,
we-
let's do something.
Mhm.
Do
yeah,
something
we
different.
want to do something that's like a known song, so enough people will recognize it.
Yeah.
But generally not the obvious choice. And the goal is just to pay respect to the original song and then add something new. So whether that's just changing it to modern production, if it's an old song, or whether
Giving
that's,
it a guitar solo.
yeah, completely redoing it. I think
See Sabotage needed a guitar solo.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, wow. And so, who were some of your favorite guitar players, Zach, growing up that kind of influenced you?
Oh, definitely. John Petrucci and Jeff Loomis are our two go-tos. John Petrucci, all of his Dream Theater solos back in the beginning and what he's doing today are amazing. And we always strive for that level of precision, accuracy, cleanness, fastness, and just sick-ass guitar solos.
How about you, Rex? Who were the singers that really kind of influenced you growing up to do what you're doing now?
Chester is the first one that comes to mind, singing and screaming.
Makes sense. Yeah.
I was a big fan of Ollie Sykes for a long time. I think the singer from Periphery, Spencer Sotelo, is very, very underrated, and I think he's probably one of the best vocal technicians, or rather, some of the best tones. I'm not sure about what his techniques are specifically, but those are kind of the first three that come to mind. And then for screaming, I was a big fan of Whitechapel.
Oh,
for a
wow.
long
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And I like the fast vocal, and recently I've been on a huge Eminem kick, so
I get that.
kind
Wow.
of widespread, but I pull inspiration from a lot of different places.
And you guys have a home studio where you record everything, right?
Yes, that's where we
correct.
are right now.
Oh, okay. So always working on stuff, huh?
Where we record, where we do all of our band rehearsals and a lot of like social media videos. We all do it in just this one room.
And so how about the videos, like the music videos? Because again, they look pretty professional. I mean, it must take like all day to shoot, huh?
Oh, of course, multiple days sometimes. We do those with the Dave Brodsky of My Good Eye Visuals. We've worked with them since 2017, and they're fantastic. Some videos like Fight This War took multiple days. Let's Break Out, we only had one day to do it, so it was hours and hours and all just all hands on deck all the time. But yeah, we've been working with them for like 6 years now, and we'll continue that.
Like Let's Break Out. I really dig that song, and the video I think just is really a nice thing to accompany that. I think once people see that, they really will feed off energy. I mean, it's really a nice performance piece. I mean, the band and all the girls, and I think seeing something like that, people will definitely want. Oh, look, I'd love to go see that band in concert.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely, thank you.
Yeah. And what is the plans to take this on the road? I mean, you guys got any dates coming up, or are you planning a tour?
Capulet Fest On July 2nd is our next show coming up, so less than a month away.
in Connecticut.
And the headliners are
It's a headline by All That Remains and Memphis Mayfire, bands like that.
and Norma Jean. And then we have Incarceration Festival in Mansfield, Ohio, at Shawshank Redemption Prison with
wow.
every band you can think of, and I am beyond excited for that one.
I mean, that's got to be an interesting show. I love that you guys come back and talk about that, doing a show in a prison.
Yeah, that'll be a fantastic.
Yeah, no, I'm
One
I'm
of the
very
biggest
excited for
gigs.
that.
We have a good spot. We're on Saturday, same day as Pantera. We're ready to rip.
Yeah. And so, like, when you guys do a show like that, I mean, how much goes into rehearsing the couple, that week?
If we do a one-off, it depends if we've already toured on those songs. So in this instance, we just got off a 5-week tour, so we'll probably rehearse only a
We're
couple
going to
of
do the
days.
same set for that we played at all the last shows. So we won't need a ton of rehearsal time because those songs we already got locked down.
Oh, wow. Well, Zach and Rex, I really enjoyed talking to you again. The interview we just did should be going up in the next week or so. I'll be sure to let Barbara know. And
Absolutely.
let's keep in touch. And like I said, maybe we'll have you back in the summer and you talk about how your shows have been going and how people have been responding to the album. Hopefully by then, more people will be hearing these songs because you just kick major ass with this stuff. And I think once people get the album, that's the last question. Can people get physical copies or is it just available digitally right now?
Yes, so we have physical CDs that we've been selling at shows. I know you could buy a physical CD from Amazon because I did it just to test it and it works.
Wow.
And I will put physical CDs up on our merch site, but that's still maybe like a week or two away. I need to do that, update all the merch. But what we ask is please stream our new stuff on Spotify. That helps a ton, probably the most helpful.
Yeah.
And then just follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
And let me ask you one last question, you guys, because I know you guys are probably the two that are most involved with the writing. What is that like? I mean, writing together.
Like anything, it has its ups and downs, but I think that's just all part of the creative process.
Yeah.
1 second you'll be like, "This is awesome." The next second you'll be like, "I hate this."
Yeah,
And I
'cause
think that. Go ahead.
I was just saying the best way to describe it to me is like I describe this kind of what you guys are doing, metal with melody. I mean, like I
Yeah.
said, a lot of his songs have edge, a real heavy edge, but then some of the songs got nice melody. Like some of the songs start kind of slow, and you think it's gonna be a slow song, and then it kind of gives you a major kick.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
I mean, we're probably closest to melodic metalcore, and that's definitely the direction that we're heading. So, that's very accurate. Thank you.
Because I do think that you could release any one of these songs as a third single or whatever, and people are gonna just love it. And so good luck with the new release, you guys, and take care.
Well,
Thank
thank
you
you
so much,
so
sir.
much. It's good to talk to you, Jay.
You too, guys. Bye bye.
All right,
Take
bye-bye.
care. Bye bye.